What's happening? What's up? It's good to be back. I know with a my thoughts video. It's been a long time. Um, it. I'm just gonna just say this: grieving is a different animal, man. Like, I mean, I had to process this whole stuff, and the last time that I did a my thoughts video, I think it was about like almost 3 months ago, right? So, that was pretty wild. So yeah, and every time that I get the notion to want to do, because there's stuff I've been wanting to talk about, of course, but like man, I get into those thoughts and I'm like they ain't trying to do it. But but this is the whole part of just getting through the process of everything. And from what I've been told is that like it usually the first year when you lose like somebody that's really close to you, like a husband, wife, parents, siblings, brother, sister, stuff like that. Like they say, it takes that first year is rough, and it's been tough. But it comes and goes though. So regardless of that, man, thanks for the people again who support, who's talked, who's been understanding about it. But it's like I said before, it's time to get back to work, man. So I had to do this. Want to talk about it, and instead of just kind of talking about it amongst other people, just talk about it. It's time to talk about it and hear what you guys think and what's going on, man. Anyway, child of God, what's happening, brother? Rain G4, yeah, sliding through. Hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Um, Already. Oh my God, this man said I'm looking like Al B. Short. You know what? My one well my it was, she was the first she was a foreign exchange student. And her name was Pernelli, and she was from Denmark. We dated for like 2 years because she stayed here for 2 years. It was crazy. Anyway, she used to say that her family used to say that I look like Albie Shore. So that's crazy. I do not look like Albie Shore. I'm just light skinned like Albie Shore. But anyway, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Anyway, so it is what it is, man. Rain is always being messy. Listen to you. But anyway, I see you in there, Drawn T. Appreciate it. They said they still will make consoles. I'm about to get into it. I'm about to get into that. So instead of just coming and rambling, let's get straight into it, man. Listen, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you like the content, the things that you're going to hear me say and stuff like that, man. If you agree or just want to just talk and disagree, that's fine, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that, hit the like button. Do all that, man. Really do appreciate that. It goes a long way to help the channel. And as they say, subscriptions are free here, man. So go ahead. I mean, if you want to be a member, I am not going to complain about that. Would definitely welcome you into the fray. I'm going to start bringing in some more stickers and stuff like that. Like I said, it's time for me to get to work. I've been saying it for months, but now I'm really really ready to get to it. But let's get to it. Is Xbox going third party? I mean, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and read to you uh, what has been leaked from one of my former BGST brethren. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tim Dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I've told people before, I will not ever talk bad on Tim Dog. I won't talk bad on crap. Won't talk bad on anybody. Even I won't talk like overly publicly bad about Z. You know what I'm saying? Like I just won't. I just won't. Whatever that I might feel about anybody in that situation, I kind of keep it to myself. Give my truths or whatever. You can check out Cali Rex's video if people want to kind of know his one of his latest streams. And he kind of wanted to know what happened between the whole BGST thing and me not being there anymore. And I just kind of just told the truth. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of spilled it, but still kept it respectful the way that I do. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah, shout out to Cali Rex and go check out that episode with me on it. But I'm not going to talk bad about it because I enjoyed the fact that I thought it was an honor for being part of the BGST, man. When they asked me to be on, man, that was everything. And if anybody knew that back in those days, BGST was the standard. It was that, and it was IGN's unlocked podcast when it came to Xbox content. And it was just different, you know what I'm saying? And then of course, you had Colin and Miller that was doing the PlayStation side of it, but those were the standards back then, right? So being asked to be a part of that, that was dope. So, so like I said, I'll never sit there and ever get act out of pocket on that. And it's just like for anybody that's asked me to be a part of their crew, like from when 100 and them asked me, and I remember Infrared Beam was like, sit there and say, hey, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? I want you to meet this dude 100 or whatever. And even though me and 100 don't speak, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I got no animosity. I just keep it moving. And it's just like with the brothers from We Game here. You know what I'm saying? Like when they asked me to be a part of that, I was cool. You know what I'm saying? And there was no issues or nothing. So it's just these things, they come and go. But like I was saying, I got to meet Tim Dog out there at E3 for the years that I went out there, and Tim has been nothing but good to me, man. I hate to see Tim like this. I do. But I'm not gonna roll on that man and disrespect him just because I don't like what the hell he's doing right now. I think what he's doing is way out of pocket. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? He got to deal with his own demons and all that shit. That's got nothing to do with me on that end. But I want to read this because this is not only came from him that's kind of circulating, but it's also kind of gone through something what Jez was saying as well. And I know that there's some people in my circle that don't really like Jez that much. I like Jez personally. There's people that has a problem with Tom Warren. I don't have a problem with Tom Warren either. Do I have to, does mean that I don't agree with what they say? That I agree with everything that they say? Hell no, I don't. I think that, and the one thing that I take the difference before I read what these rumors are, right, is there's always, Jez is a journalist and Tom Warren isn't. He's kind of like a freelancer. But even when they both are bringing out their thoughts about something, they're not batting 1,000. They're not batting 100. They've been wrong quite a few times, and that's natural because that just shows me that they're, partially inside. They hear some things, they bring it up, they want to talk about it, whatever. But it doesn't mean that it's the law of the land. The only person I could really say that's kind of been, there's only two people I could say that's and they not even and really the other person I'm going to mention, he ain't batted 1,000, but when he brings up shit, I would say to listen. And the first person I'm going to say is Hip Hop Gamer. His stuff is really, it might sound out there, and he might bring shit up like 2, 3, 4 years ahead of time, but he hits. He hits, not all the time, because he's gotten cooked for saying some stuff that didn't work, that never happened. But that doesn't mean that he got his information from somebody who lied to him. It probably that they changed because he be so far advanced on where he gets his information from. So I advise people to listen to Hip Hop Gamer, man. He be on his shit. He really do. Another person is Jason Shire. I think I said his name right this time. Yeah, he hits. He hits. You know what I'm saying? When he posts something, you don't have to like the man or whatever, his direction or how he do things, but it is what it is, right? But I'm going to read this, right? And this is coming from some stuff, I guess, conversation from what Jez was having in a Discord, whatever. Jez has already come out and says, look, they've taken something that I was having a conversation about, and they made it into something that is truth. It is not true. It's just pretty much speculation. But my brother Tim Dog, now, on the other hand, listen to this. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm going to read the super chat first, man, before I read it. Let's see. All right. You know what I'm saying? From Drawn TJ, appreciate it, brother. He says they will make, he said they will still make consoles. Right. He's talking about the Xbox. But let me get to this, right? Rain, you're stupid. Tim Dog says he's learned that Call of Duty may not be coming to Game Pass. He's also says that hardware sales have not met the projected sales, and the CEO and the CFO got spooked. In the last 3 months of last year, they had consoles for $350 and no one cared. Xbox One was more wanted than the Series consoles. They said the hardware is dead, and they are seeing declines in hardware year over year. Game Pass is unsustainable. The market they have is not enough to offset the cost. Tim heard from someone at Microsoft that you will not like Xbox when they get Activision. They want R O I. I don't even know what the hell that means, but whatever. Um, he said he heard that Xbox has an insane showcase with tons of games, but everyone is going to be saying asterisks. Okay. The leaks happened because a Microsoft employee didn't want this to happen, leaked it, so there could be a public outcry. Microsoft now has no problem buying more companies in the future if all games go to all platforms. Tim thinks that they will go all digital with ads on Game Pass, pre-roll, or at the end of the chapter, like a dragon and AI community managers. All right. So, on top of the fact that Jez in a Discord conversation was kind of alluding to the same thing of saying that, um, he thinks that Microsoft is going to go third party. Now, is my mic low? Hold on. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. But then it usually get to popping. I don't. I don't know. Hold on. Turn it up a little bit more. Because when I get animated, this thing usually starts acting up. See, and I'm seeing it already going into red. So I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But anyway, so I guess I gotta keep myself as level-headed as possible. Anyway, though. Wow, my goodness. Yeah, Showstopper was the man. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and do that. Um, this is the problem. This has always been the problem with the Xbox gamer, or I should say the Xbox gamer in this ecosystem, in this in this place, in this space. We always want reassurance, and then I always see Xbox needs to be more transparent. But then on the flip side, people tell you, well, Xbox needs to shut the hell up. Now Xbox is shutting the hell up. And you know why? Because this shit don't make any sense. None of it. None of it. How are you going to go all in on third party, but yet still make consoles? Now, again, the thing could be where, well, those Xbox gamers that like Xbox will stay with Xbox, and then they can just put all the rest of their games on. That part is true. They could do that. But they also still have to make an incentive for you to buy an Xbox. The incentive of where you saying Halo, Gears, Forza, Starfield, Hellblade, Indiana Jones, Blade, uh, everything is going over to competitive consoles. And then Xbox is letting you know that there's another console coming out. Most likely it's going to come out early. And then whenever they show this, whenever most likely at this E3, or I keep calling it E3, but this showcase that's going to be coming out in June, if they show Gears and if there's a Gears collection, this Marcus Fetus collection, if there's a showing of Gear 6 coming and most likely will probably drop on the new console, hell with it. It's going to come to PlayStation 5 anyway, or PlayStation 6. That's not how this works, people. That's not how this works. Yes, Xbox already alluded to you what they were going to do. I've told you guys how Xbox was going to roll. I said, see again, some people are going to listen. I don't know if you want to call me Uncle K Mega, Cousin K Mega. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Brother K Mega, whatever. But some of you guys are going to have to listen to what I'm saying, man. I've been saying this shit for years. And I've said this back in 2018. Xbox will win the market share without selling the most consoles. I seen this pathway coming a long time ago about Xbox not ever catching the PlayStation or Nintendo when it comes to console sales. They're just not going to do it. If they couldn't do it with the best console, the most popular console that ever been in Xbox existence, which is the 360, What do you think? And I understand. Listen, is the Series X a better console than the 360? Absolutely, it is. Is the Xbox One a better console than the 360? Now, some people would debate that, but it was a more powerful console. The software was the problem. The software was the problem with the Xbox One, no doubt. And when they had the software, I caught on to the media's bullshit. Because when the people that was getting into the media at the time, when they were over here competing, when the content creators were coming into the fold, the media started to get a strategy of like, oh, well, we're going to show our true colors. Since there's so many of these PlayStation content creators, I don't want them to take my bag, so I'm going to sit there and tell you how much of a PlayStation fan that I am. Because PlayStation was the shit last gen. And when people tell you because of the 50 million console sales for the PlayStation, they'll still tell you that the PlayStation is a popular casual console. That's it. It's reality. Not saying that's a bad thing. They're going to sell their consoles. But we can't at 1 minute keep saying that Xbox is in trouble and then not look at what's going on with PlayStation and seeing that the exclusives that they are putting out aren't selling. And the only way that these games are Helldivers 2. Plus, and I know somebody was saying, Spider-Man sold. Spider-Man still ain't caught what's doing with Spider-Man 2018. Hell, it ain't even get the same accolades. Nobody talks about Spider-Man 2. They just dropped the update, I believe, like a couple of weeks ago, and nobody's talking about Spider-Man 2. All this buzz for Stellar Blade, it's only because they want to see TNA. What are we talking about? Ronin? That shit was talked about for a day. Nobody's talking about Ronin. Final Fantasy Rebirth, I see people still posting a couple of things about Final Fantasy Rebirth, but the most that I seen people was pissed off about the story. Come on, man. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. As Xbox gamers, we got to stop listening to every damn rumor and then always saying that we need reassurance. What are we talking about? Why do we need Xbox to tell us, nah, man, we ain't putting all our games on everything? And why the hell do you guys all the time have to listen to the stands that constantly tells you that? That's the shit that happened to my brother Tim Dog. That's what happened to my brother Crap. That's what happened to Z. They in there with them stands that say the same shit every day, all day. Every day, all day. Now, again, there's a power play motive and a little bit of incentive on engagement. I'm sipping on my coffee. And for Lemon, you damn right, I got my water right here, right there, but I gotta sip on my coffee, man. This is... But when you hear the same shit over and over every day, and I'm just like, damn, I'm over here looking at other stuff. That's why I used to be in like, I don't know, about 20 different groups, so I can get an understanding, and not only on Twitter, Twitter X, but also on Facebook, and then on Instagram, and then I cut that shit completely down because the weird thing about Xbox guys is that they want so bad to hear a PlayStation person, a stan, I shouldn't say a PlayStation gamer, a PlayStation stan, to say Xbox is killing it, man. Xbox, man, they did us in. You're never going to hear it. They will never give acknowledgement. Look how bad the game output has been for PlayStation in the last year. Piss poor. Awful. If Xbox was doing it, they did do it in 2022. And what happened? If it wasn't for Game Pass, Xbox would have been cooked. And you don't think that didn't kind of resonate to why the Xbox sales are down? None of this is going to equate to anything for Xbox getting their consoles sales back up until these games are shown and people can see them and play them. You can, like, the casual market is not sitting here and anticipating Hellblade 2. That shit got to be right there for them to say, oh, okay, I'm going to hit play. It's in Game Pass. Let me try it out. People weren't anticipating a PAL World. the casual I'm talking about, they had to wait till that shit got there, and then all of a sudden it was a phenomenon. We have to understand, as people in this little ecosystem, this little echo chamber, we're not the loudest voice here. It's the casual market and the people who do like games that don't pay attention to all this hoopla. So Xbox is over here doing the right thing by not saying shit until the time to say something. And that's when they usually going to show some games. And I guarantee you, Phil going to get on stage and he going to say a little something, going to take a jab. And it's going to be funny. But you know what's going to be the crazy thing after that? Because if you notice, and I've said this before, console gamers, well, not console gamers, these guys, especially these Xbox neutrals, I should call them, they got to be pissed off about something at least twice a year with Xbox. And I'm not saying that Xbox shouldn't get told on for doing something stupid. Of course, that's what we're here for. If they're doing something out of pocket, yes, that's fine. If your concerns about Xbox going third party, that's fine. I get that. But when you hear rumors, and then when the source comes from the horse's mouth that says, "Look, man, they took my comments out of text, man. They sit there and they said, look, man, I was having a conversation, and now this has turned into a story because the media wants to placate on this shit because it calls engagement." And then you have a person that I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna dog my brother, but he's having a little issue right now about getting not eating at the table with Uncle Phil and the team. So he's in his feelings. So you don't think that he's not gonna say some shit to sit there and to try to take away the Xbox excitement for everything else that's going on within Xbox right now? Come on, man. Now listen, I understand that the money hats, yeah, they want their money. They spent 70 plus billion dollars on this project. Nah, man, we're gonna get our money back. We're gonna get our money back. So of course, there has to be some sacrifices. This is just this business. But if you're one of these Xbox gamers that get out here and start saying this crazy shit about, man, I sold my Xbox, I'm going full PlayStation, wait for the, you're going to be sadly disappointed, because not only your dumbass is going to have to rebuy the games that you think that's going to be coming over to PlayStation, because Xbox ain't going to put PlayStation is not going to put Game Pass on PlayStation, right? And PlayStation is going to charge you for every nickel and dime so they can get that full 30%, Jack. Take your silly ass on and you leave. Go. You was never a part of the Xbox group or family in the first place. You was what they call a grifter. Come on, bro. Stop this shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, put this out here, man. Check this. This is the reality of it. Where are you gonna go? Y'all talking about y'all leaving. Where y'all gonna go? I'm going to PC. Xbox will be glad to sit there and take your money from PC. Because that's probably where Xbox really want to be. Because you know what? You know where the home of gaming is on there? Is PC. That Microsoft is the leader in PC. There's people out here that will tell you Steam is an app, people. It's a store. And they can't function without an operating system. And who's the number one operating system? I wish you would think that you could get every game on the Apple Store. Or through I forget what the Apple OS is. Go ahead and try Linux and see and trust your luck on that, bro. Come on now. Come on now. We got, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna have to have church today. We're gonna have to have church today. If I'm back and it's been a couple of months since I did my thought, we're gonna have church today. I need my people with my tambourines. I am sick and tired of seeing all this crybaby bullshit. It is crazy. Listen, I get it. I'm an old school type of gamer. I am a console first guy. I've been implementing and dapping into the PC gaming. I play a lot of PC games. It's kind of like taking over from me being playing my PlayStation. My PlayStation is like in third, fourth place. Like Nintendo gets more shine. But that's not to say that I don't enjoy my PlayStation. I do. It's just that PlayStation is just not what PlayStation used to be for me. It may be everything for you, And nobody's trying to tell anybody that's like, okay, well, you know what? You just don't think that Xbox is doing it for you. You want to go to PlayStation? That's fine. But when you come out and you're showing that you're posted, you're just doing this for engagement, man. You're tripping. If you are a person now, if you got a library of 20 Xbox games, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I feel you on that. But if you're one of those people that was showing, bragging about you got hundreds of Xbox games into your in your library, and then you're over here talking about, I'm out. Shit, you go right ahead, you damn fool. Because the only thing you doing, you just showing me, you showing all of us, you never gave a damn about the Xbox brand, but you love talking about Xbox to get that damn engagement money. That's all this was, right? If you're out, you're out. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You're a grown individual. You got to do, you can do whatever you want to. But if you were one of those people that were banking on being a content creator for Xbox, and then you're talking about that you're out, good luck. Because the PlayStation community is not going to get, they're going to treat you like they treated for the Final Fantasy exclusive games. I know that was a jab, but it's the truth. Let me read this super chat from Drawn T. He said, COD will be in Game Pass. Bro, I know this. This is another thing, too, that just blows my damn mind, right? Okay, so to think that the one thing that there's a couple of things in here that I do agree with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that the console is not selling at the same pace of the Xbox One or whatever. Yeah, of course people are going to be looking like, oh, shit, we got to change strategy. That's fine. The reality of it is, though, folks, is that consoles overall are not, when you listen to the people that pay attention to this stuff that are beyond the console war, they're just people that are analysts in the business, and they're looking and telling you, they've been telling you this, that the engagement, I know that's the word of the day, I guess, the growth, I should say, the growth of the consoles is stagnant. Yes, you can talk about the PlayStation at 50 million. We can talk and brag about the Switch. The Switch. How long has the Switch has been out now? And then of course you got Xbox. And if the Xbox is selling less and less and less, and the PlayStation is not going to sell, the PlayStation 5 is not going to sell as much as the PlayStation 4. What does that tell you? The Switch will most likely be the last console standing when this all is said and done, when the console era is over. Bro, facts. Facts. I'm tired of it too. I hate it. You sit there and say, I hate when this thing does this. Hold on, I gotta change this. But Jay Rampart, he says, man, I'm so tired of all the Xbox hatred. I hate when this little app wigs out and I gotta change it again. But anyway, I gotta put it in there so you can see his chat. But no, I'm sick of it too. Listen, I get it. Like, we're not all gonna be satisfied with everything that Xbox does. I get that. But as I'm looking at, I have to, and I always say this, and I always give the PlayStation community props, and also the Nintendo community props, because even when things go bad, there will be those people that will bitch and complain, and I don't want no Xbox gamer to feel like they should get reprimanded for speaking their truth or how they feel about them being upset about it, because PlayStation people will kind of put their content creators or those people in timeout for them saying anything bad about PlayStation, right? Like it's evident. And I'm not trying to say that these people that are upset with Xbox should not be upset about Xbox in their direction if they feel that this is just too much. I get that, right? So speak your truth, speak how you feel. But when you are out here acting just as venomous as the people who really have a deep disdain for Xbox, you can't be listened to anymore. You're not trustworthy. It's a difference between being critical, and there's a difference between being radical. And the people that are out here today that are so adamant, like what Tim is saying is radical shit. This shit they don't make no sense. Like, you're just saying Xbox has just said, we're folding the tent. We're done. No, what that sounds like to me is a scorn lover. With this information, this sounds like a scorn lover. This doesn't sound like Like they got this information from these people. Now some of it maybe, not all of it. No, 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 no. No, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. And one thing, and I've been tired of it. I get tired of it where one of these rumors come around and then people fest. Like I said, the worst it was the worst day of my life. And I wanted to go into and that probably was stupid of me, wanting to go into gaming Twitter and get some comfort, talk about see some about some games. And all I seen was the people losing their fucking mind talking about all of Xbox games are going this way and they're going that way. And then when Xbox came and said the shit that they said, but Phil and Sarah Bond said, and then I was in even one group. I won't say the group's name. I left it because I got a little tired of the underlying BS. And I can only take you calling Sarah Bond bitches so much. So many times before I'm like, yo, and I had to say something one time like, bro, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious to be calling somebody out their name for one over video games, but two, you ain't gonna be talking about no sister like that. Like I really get, you know what I'm saying? I get the full thing of a woman acting out, but this woman is doing her job. You know what I'm saying? Pixel know exactly who I'm talking about. Pixel knows. But you can't, but yeah, I got a little tired of it. Like, okay. Or before I was going to say something real nasty and foul and you know what, it ain't that serious. Because if you mad about Xbox, it's fine. But Phil Spencer, the Mad Booty, they still be called Jim Ryan, nothing. Like we can clown him about, about his way he performs stuff and stuff like that in the gaming space and about how he bailed out and stuff like that. Yeah, that's different. You can cook him on those ends. But the name calling, these are human beings, people. Just like these devs. Just like us. It's not cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It is, listen, it was funny though, because even when it was getting really pretty serious, it got really crazy that, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, my mom passed at the same time when all that shit started to happen. And it was weird because the PlayStation community got quiet, like nervously quiet, like, oh shit. If this is true, what do we got to talk about? Because all we do is talk about Xbox and about their being doomed. Well, if they're cooked, if they're really going away like Sega, then it's over, right? It's done. What are we going to do? And then like I'm seeing Dirt and others is like, oh shit, well, I mean, I guess my channel's done. But it's crazy. It is a weird situation that we're in where people were. If we go, all I ever do when it comes to all this so-called negative press and news and stuff is go back to 2017. That's when Xbox was at their worst. That's where Xbox was almost cooked. That's where it was. That's where it was hard to come on the multiplayer or to go on to GRG or Next Podcast or go on as a guest. Well, I just started GRG. I don't think until 2018, but yeah, but just following that when I started GRG, and then of course when I'm on other podcasts and still trying to defend Xbox, those were hard times, and I had to admit when Xbox was wrong, but I also had to say, look, Xbox is going to change it, they're going to turn it around, and they did. So when you look at 2024 and you see the game slate, and I understand that there's 240 some days since their first party game has not been dropped. But yet not talking about that there has not been one first party PlayStation title that is on the PlayStation 5 this year. Not one. Not one. Everything is published. The old guard bullshit. We're gonna hold it hostage so you can buy our console bullshit, right? That is failing them now. That is failing PlayStation. May I add. Not failing them on selling a console, but we all know what's king, and that's software. It's failing them. But regardless, the slate of games that Xbox has got coming here, just in starting here, and look at the stuff that's been on Game Pass. I mean, my backlog is so deep. And then I'm looking, I only started Persona 3 Reloaded. Like, and it's dope, but I only just started it. I'm over here, as you see, I'm playing Suicide Squad. I'm playing. I just recently bought Sandland, and I'm over here playing that, and then I'm playing just other stuff. And I just because I mean, you know, I'll play it. I play games. I don't care if I bought them 10 years ago. If I want to, if I'm in the mood to beat them and play them, that's what I'll do. And I just got finished beating Tales of Arise and the DLC, and I'm like, oh my god, it's just so much, but it's a beautiful thing. And all I go back to is when I'm looking at people being so negative is going back to 2016, 2017, and how rough it was. How rough that year was for Xbox. It's not the case anymore. Not game wise. Console sales, that's what Xbox got to figure out on how to promote their shit. But that's a problem that I've been addressing, is that with Xbox advertising, when people think of Xbox, they think of the games, but they don't think of the console. And when Xbox announced their stuff, it's not really about the console itself. It's about the games. You know what I'm saying? Like in that, and so when you think about, when people to say stuff about PlayStation or Nintendo, it's synonymous with that console. When people talk about Xbox, it's the games like Halo, Gears, Forza. It's a beautiful thing that people sit here and know about those games, but the advertising for the console itself is just not the greatest. And advertising all across the board is being cheaply done. You don't see those great big crazy commercials like it used to be, like we seen last gen or the years before. You know what I mean? So hold on, let me try to fix this. I want to read some of these chats here. I'm gonna try to fix this while I'm talking at the same time. Let's go. I hate when this stupid thing does this though. Oh, that's the problem. Let me see. I had to reset that. Okay. Anyway. So, but let me read this poll too. Pause. It said, let me read this. It says, I put in here. So if you did not see this poll that I put up here, I said, can we trust insiders in the gaming media? So far, we got 74% saying hell no. I got yes for the most part. I got yes, and then I got for the most part, which is 26%, and then I got hell no. You know, that's a problem, because there's nobody that's in the chat so far. And I appreciate you guys just checking out the chat. And again, if you're new to the channel, man, go subscribe. Hit me up. It's free. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate it. And if you want to debate me on this stuff, you know, hey, hit me up in the comments, whatever. But hit that like button and all that. But you know, but that's crazy. That the media, the gaming media is not trusted that much to where nobody has said yes. Nobody. There's 26% that says for the most part, but there's 74% that's in this chat and that's in here right now that's saying no. No one has said yes. And that part right there is bad. Now, will the media care? Obviously not, because they have been adamant about just not giving a damn. Like they just come out and they're just foul with it. It's crazy. Like they come out and just say any damn thing, man. I think something that just came from PC Gamer where they were just saying that that Bethesda just need to give up on Starfield, which was one of the biggest games from last year, and just go straight up on Fallout. Like, who are these people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Let me read this super chat from Jax82. He said, I'm rocking with Xbox until they give me a reason not to. I'm playing Hellblade 2 when it drops, and want for June and wait for June to see what happens. Hold the line. My backlog is growing. I blame Game Pass, bro. Game Pass is the best. That's why I'm not understanding. Like, listen, there is no other gaming subscription service that has got as many people. I mean, it's got as many subscribers as Game Pass does. None of them. But you know what? Ubisoft, EA. Listen, I remember when people was over here bitching about EA's subscription service, saying it was going to be dead. And I remember when it first came, because I got it day one, and I was like, oh, this lineup is going to get eventually better. It took a while for EA to get the EA Play, well, it was EA Access at the time, to get really rolling. It took a while, and look, what, 10 years ago? Because they were the first ones. I know Sony had their streaming service thing, but had PlayStation had their PlayStation streaming situation. I forgot what it's called now, but the subscription thing, that was EA. They started that. They started that in what, in 2014, and 10 years later, it is still around. So no, mm-mm. And what people aren't trying to understand, like, again, we keep saying this, like, again, and this is another thing right here. This is hypocrisy from my brother Tim. This is hypocrisy. Hey man, appreciate it. Hey man, we got somebody from overseas. Let's go. Come on through the channel. He says, yo, from Greece. Nice channel. Appreciate it, George K Gaming. Man, welcome, 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 welcome. Appreciate it. Let me go ahead and read that again. He said, read the rest. He said, I'm from Greece. There is no appreciation for Xbox at all. 99% of the market is all PlayStation. There is no education related to Xbox. And he's right. This is the reason, and it's the same thing that's going on in Japan. And that's what Xbox is trying to figure it out. There is an article that came up that I seen today before I jumped on that was saying that Xbox is going to make a huge push in Europe. That's what Xbox needs to do. Now see, Xbox is doing well enough in the US to not have to advertise. So maybe that's my problem because I'm from the United States, right? So and Xbox is doing fine, and especially in my state in Oklahoma, Xbox is dominating PlayStation. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But in Europe, we've been hearing that from people from Europe. We've been seeing, like, they haven't put the effort behind. And in Japan, there's even, and see, and this is another thing too that trips me out. The same people that people will take their credence from, or they would take their advice from like, you know, my brother Crap and others that were out here, Chris Steele and others were saying about, like, hey, Xbox need to be out, need to get from games from Japan, and we don't need those Japanese games and blah blah blah. But they're over, Mooch and all them, like, they're over there touting a Japanese company, and they're touting about Japanese games. Bro, make that make sense. Think about that. Like, literally, sit your ass down and think about that. Before you get there to start clicking and tapping and start talking about Xbox don't need to be doing this, and I'm going to take this advice from this person right here that was formerly an Xbox person, and they moved over because PlayStation is over here bringing us the games. But yet they were the same people that was telling us that Japanese games ain't it. And then on the other side of it, then you got Xbox gamers that's telling you, oh man, we're getting treated as second class citizens because Monster Stories is not popping on. But then on the flip side, Metaphor, the Persona games, the Yakuza games. Now we're finna get the SMT games on Xbox. We're gonna get not Legend of Manta, Tales of Mana, whatever the hell they're called, whatever. Now we got listen. Stop it. These people are, listen, there's some people that want to play wrestling with this shit. And I understand that there's people like, but console gamers they won't do that. It's just like, kind of like with the cell phone market, like there's Android people, there's Apple people. Like there is a real beef with those people, right? It's just like with the Epic crowd and the Steam crowd. There was a real beef. You can't play heel one moment and then think that you're going to come back and act like, nah, it was all good. I just lost my mind for a minute. Nah. People don't play that shit here. You can't do the wrestling thing with this gaming stuff. People are too passionate about it. So when you come into, and I've always argued this because I play all different types of games. I play Japanese games, and I want Xbox to get more, well, I should say Asian games. It's more than just Japanese games. It's Asian games. I want all types of games. I want my CD Projekt Reds. I want my Bandai Namco's. I want them all. I want shit. You think I want my games from Korea. I want them all. But I want to play them on the ecosystem that I prefer the best. That's Xbox. And so I do appreciate you coming on here, George K Gaming, and enlightening us, because we have heard this before. And since I just read this article, you can go look it up yourself, is that they are going to make a push for Europe. Good. And another thing that I agree with in this leak with Tim is that and where was that? There's two things. Is that he heard that the Xbox has an insane showcase with tons of games, but everyone is going to be saying asterisks. You know what? No. You and others are going to keep trying to make Xbox gamers say asterisks, right? It's you and the media that's going to make that happen. As Xbox gamers, listen, there was something right here that said PS Now. Oh yeah, PS Now, that's what it was. It was man, they were trying to charge $40 just to play what was it, Final Fantasy 12, when I could go to GameStop and get Final Fantasy 12 for $5. Bro, I was like, and then when you're talking about you want to stream it, and I was testing it out. The stream, there was very few games, and again, the internet wasn't up to par like it is today, so it would have been good. See, like, but PlayStation got too greedy. They would have been well ahead of the game. It probably would have put Xbox in a compromising position to go third party. But PlayStation messed up because of their greed. And now they're over here looking at things and saying, yo, it's getting hectic out here. Because again, it was what I was trying to say to people is that, remember back at so, oh yeah, let me go back to this because I didn't get a chance to let people see what Jay Rapper said. But the thing to me was more of the problem is that these people will keep continuing trying to say, yo, Xbox, how long have they been saying Xbox is doomed? How long? Xbox, think about it. Again, sit down and just think about this for a second. Xbox has more studios than any of the companies that has consoles. Xbox has grown substantially. And Xbox is doomed? Xbox is going to produce a console with AI. They're saying that it's going to be a huge leap. Now, again, there will be people that will debate that. My last little topic of this will be talking about the Starfield situation and all of that. And then, of course, the people that's about the 30, 60 frames per second stuff. But we'll see how big of a leap it will be. But if you know that there's a console coming, and you know that they're going out here and they're producing more games than the competition has been bringing out that makes consoles, how is Xbox doomed? How is it? Another thing, the other point that Tim made that I agreed with was that and let me go back to that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Xbox. Yeah, Microsoft has no problem buying more companies in the future if all goes to the platforms. Now, take away the all. But I've been saying this, and others has been saying this. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being in the chat, Everborn. But others has been saying this as well, saying this is the Trojan horse. Like I remember J-Mac said that was the perfect line. It's the Trojan horse. And I've also alluded to, me, him, the rest of us on GRG, was over here thinking like, okay, listen, check this out. Xbox is over here putting their games out here on other platforms, right? That was PlayStation's biggest fear, was them getting choked out. Xbox is like, no, we're not choking nobody out. We just, you know what I'm saying? We want everybody to play. Everybody to play. So when the next time that they make that push, so let's just say for Everborn and so many other people out there that wants Xbox to get Sega, they ain't got no problem. The FTC can't, they will. They will. But Sony will bitch and complain. Yes, they will. But let's just say that they do go after and they make that deal finally to get that big Japanese company like Sega. FTC doesn't have a case. Look, we have all these games and let's say 40% of those games, let's say 60% of those games are going on all platforms. Let's say 60%. of those games are going on all platforms. There's still 40% of those games are still exclusive to Xbox and PC. And what the FTC is going to say, like, because of the bigger titles that would be in Sega, they're going to still let those games go to PlayStation. They're still going to let Sonic go to PlayStation. They're still going to let Warhammer and other games. Well, I think they don't own Warhammer. I think somebody clarified that for me. But other games that PlayStation, I mean that Sega has that are multi-plat. Like it. You can't fight that. And what does that do to PlayStation? That puts them more in a crazy position because the money that they were earning by showing that by telling everybody, we're the market leader. You need to put these games in. You charge everybody else is what they did with Call of Duty with Xbox and how they present. Well, I want this game to be exclusive. If this looks like a hot game, I don't want Xbox to touch it. They don't have that leverage anymore. And they don't have that income anymore. And then what do you think? What I've tried to tell you guys for years. Xbox will be the market leader without selling the most consoles. That's why I'm looking at this situation. And yeah, I got pissed off about it, right? Like, I just like everybody, I did not like seeing hi-firush. I did not like seeing hi-firush. This app is tripping today. Anyway, so thank you, George, and Drawn T. This app is tripping. Hold on, let me see if I can do this again. Tripping today. Keeps on wigging out, and I can't put all your comments in here. Not because I need an update for sure. But anyway. But let me read this from Ocular Fan right here. He says, you gotta remember, this is the fan base that reads only headlines, not articles. Don't know anything about the word context. You're absolutely right. I've been in that position myself sometimes. I'm looking like shit, and then I get cooked. Like a PlayStation dude's like, you didn't read it. And I'm like, oh shit, he got me. Let me try to fight out of here. Nope, just get cooked, sucker. Nope, take your L. But yeah, you're right. That's what's going on right now. And it's embarrassing to see because and you can tell it because I'm absorbed this. I'm a gamer. So I'm saying I love gaming. And so I want the news, as much news as possible, not only from people that tells me stuff from behind the scenes, but from just absorbing. I'm a sponge of this stuff, right? So when somebody comes out and they say, well, oh man, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. Xbox is going to, because this person said this, and my favorite content creator said that this isn't going to happen because this is going to happen. And then when it doesn't happen, then what? Take it for entertainment, but nah, bruh, no. It just, the reality of it is that not everybody that we do this shit from, you're listening to it because of entertainment. Some people like the train wreck where people are cussing each other out, fighting all damn day, and just being reckless as fuck on the internet. Okay, I get that. Like, that's the reason why we got these crazy ass reality shows. But we got to stop taking everybody's word for being absolutely 100% right. Even mine, I'm not going to be 100% right for everything. But I'm a person that follows the trend of things. And I've been telling people the Xbox consoles is cooked. They're never going to outsell PlayStation. And look what's happening. It's the truth. It's back when I was trying to tell the PlayStation community back then, the software is the thing that makes the money. It's not the hardware. Yeah, they will eventually make the money, but it's the software that keeps this train going. And it finally took them a while to finally say that when the media finally told them. But there's a problem happening all over the industry. This, what I'm saying, another one of my points before I move on to talking about Starfield. The situation that's going on with these layoffs. Take-Two, the company that has the biggest game, one of the biggest games in the world, if not the biggest game in the world, in Grand Theft Auto, and then they got NBA 2K. Now they just acquired Gearbox. They laid people off. They shut down the studios. Private Division is laid off people or is cooked, is gone. That the studio might be gone. What did they get? So there's more layoffs. The media talking about evil Microsoft, but ain't talking about Take-Two, who has the biggest game and has just purchased Gearbox. Where is that same energy about them being evil corporation? And then they're over here trying to solicit us as gamers to even have the audacity to come and tell us, yo, we're gonna try to charge you we're gonna try to charge you $80 to $100 for a standard version for Grand Theft Auto. And we want that to be the standard going forward. That's what they're telling us. But then yet they laid off. Where's that energy, media? Come on now. Come on now. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this. Let me read this from George K. Gaming. He says Sony has spent an enormous amount of money and plus shady practices in EU to get PlayStation at the top. Think about games like Destiny and exclusive content. Absolutely. Their advertising is all over the place. That's why they own that market. You're absolutely right. These practices, this is why the PlayStation 4, they got lazy with the PlayStation 3. They didn't think that Xbox had any opportunity. And Xbox came with advertising, came with the games, came with games running better, all that. And just the Xbox, the 360 was the most unique console that's to ever be made, in my opinion. Ever be made. The stuff that you can do on that is absolutely epic. Even the Series X don't have some of those features that the 360 had. That was such a head of its time console. And so for Xbox to get cocky and to pivot and to take some of those things away was asinine. That's why the Xbox One market just collapsed. And the fact that, and as Phil said, which he got ripped for it, but he told the truth, they lost the digital era. They lost that era. They lost it because of the mishaps that they did with the Xbox One. PlayStation, as great as the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 is, it's still not comparable to what the 360 was offering. And to some case, as much as I love the Series X console, there are still features that are missing that the 360 had that I'm like, Xbox, bring that shit back. Nothing is as cool as it was to sit back and watch movies together. 1 versus 100. I'm sure that they're going to try to bring that back, and hopefully that might be announced here at the event here in June. They're going to bring that back. They're going to bring some form of that back. They have to. That's what made the 360 so impactful, because it was not only ahead of its time, but it drew in people that were like, yo, I may not be into these games, but this shit to what this 360 is doing is dope. And that's what Xbox has to bring back. They have to bring that back if they want that console to sell more. Now, are they out of it? Are they out of that thought process about the console? No, they still say they're going to make consoles. So I still feel like the console itself is going to be gone by the second by this, not this coming up generation, but the next generation. After that, I don't think that anybody will care about consoles to that degree. Well, I think by the end of next generation, we'll be looking at consoles like we do the CD. I really do. There will all if our old asses are still alive to kick it and move around and enjoy it, yeah, we'll still buy consoles, but these kids don't care about it. I mean, I'm sitting here and I've been trying to get my wife to play some games. She played some games with me because of Friday. Which would have been my mom's birthday. So she was hanging out with me. She was playing some games and stuff, and she got interested and she played until like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, right? Even woke up and played some more of that Car Wash Simulator. She loved it, right? She ain't playing no more games for the rest of this week, except for when sitting there on that phone playing games. My mother-in-law sat there playing games. My daughter will sit there on that phone, play games. Now my son, he's a gamer, but he's even playing games. Top. He's not even playing the console like that. Unless he plays Call of Duty. That's it. Come on, man. The dynamic, the thing has changed. These kids want games on the go. These kids don't give a shit about the console, and pretty much as me being a Gen Xer, we're going to be looked at as boomers because that's to them is boomer talk already. I'm seeing these young kids already saying that consoles are for old folk, PCs are for old folk. Bro, it's nuts. Mm, it's nuts. The game has changed. Xbox is just going the right direction with it. And I know for us old heads, we don't like it, but you know what? They got to do what they got to do. As long as game preservation, that's something that the Xbox should be commended for. I know that they need more. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I'm going crazy and buying a lot of these 360 games. If you follow me on Twitter at KMega4, you'll see that I sit there and bought me I bought me quite a few, but today Dead or Alive Ultimate, I got what was it? NFL 2K All Pro, where they had like the old players. Yeah, because I got 2K5 as well, but football. But I'm just saying what came today, and then I got Dante's Inferno, which is on me because I bought that game cheap. And that disc was scratched like hell, man. I can't even install it into my 360 because it's so scratched. So yeah, I mean, I get what I pay for on that. I knew better, but it still plays. So if it didn't play, I would be getting my little $8 back. But anyway, so yeah, man, Drawn T, they can buy WB, Sega, and Take Two. You got to stop that Drawn T with the Take Two, man. They're not Take Two is off the books, son. It's off the books. Yeah, man, he's thinking Take Two. Nah, man, Xbox is not going to get Take Two. Take Two will get big enough after Grand Theft Auto to buy a Sega. they're gonna make so much money. It's gonna be crazy. All right, George K Gaming. Sony is broke as fuck. They are just hiding it. Now they are broke as fuck because they don't have Xbox or Microsoft money. But so they got money because they're trying to buy Paramount. So they got 26 billion waiting to get Paramount. Now, I mean, that's movie stuff, but that just tells you where Sony's alignment is. It ain't about acquiring acquiring Square Enix. It's about keeping stuff going on with their movie business. Our brother Range G4, he said Microsoft needs in line of credit paperwork to prove they will not keep games off the off the platform resume, so they won't have to push back future proof. Man, listen, it is like I said, Phil Spencer can come on the stage right now, do a video right now. Phil Spencer just by himself. It's nothing but black, right? No green, no nothing. Just him in an Xbox shirt, sitting in a background, and say all Xbox games will remain on Xbox. What do you think is going to happen right after that? He said will remain. That doesn't mean that they're not going. It don't matter. There's people that just want chaos, and it is what it is, man. At this point, it is what it is, Rain. It is what it is, man. It's crazy. It's crazy as hell. It is really nuts. Ocular Fan, Take Two takes a whole generation to make one single game. Yeah, forget about Take Two. Yeah, man, bro. Yes. They take a long time, but man, I don't know, man. Sappho, what's going on? He says, let me go where Sappho is so I can show what he's at, what he posted. Huh? Why did this stupid thing do this again to me? I think he did. Anyway, I don't know. He just keeps stopping at certain points. But Sappho said, but with these companies doing things so differently, I think it's a comparison between apples and oranges. It is. And then I see my brother John Wolf. What's happening? He says, I'm playing COD Warzone Mobile. Even COD is now on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It's Joe Ever. You know what I'm saying? It is. And see, that's the thing, right? This is the thing. if you are a person that's caught up into the ecosystem of Xbox, is it going to matter if there's other games going over there? Like, I mean, literally, for some people, it's the all bit all no. I can't stand it. But does it really devalue your console? If you are primarily an Xbox gamer, if you are a person that is all about the Xbox ecosystem, if you are a person that when you buy, that you're invested into Game Pass, does it matter that hi-firush goes over the PlayStation? In the bigger scheme of things, will it matter? Let's just throw the nuclear option and just say, will it matter that Xbox put Gears on PlayStation? Now, I'm not saying that you wouldn't be pissed about it, that you wouldn't like it, because I wouldn't like it at all. I would think like, what? Are you kidding me? Gears on PlayStation? You know, what's the trade-off? But at the end of the day, where am I going to play Gears at? PlayStation or Xbox and PC? It's going to be Xbox and PC. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 5. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 6. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 4. I mean, I got a PlayStation 4 and all that. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to, if I'm invested into into an Xbox console or ecosystem, I am not buying a new, if they put Gears and Forza on Switch, am I going to buy the new Switch and play Forza and Gears on that new Switch? No. Will I buy a new Switch? Yeah. Will I get a PlayStation? Eventually. Will I get a PlayStation? I'll probably get a PlayStation 6. I'm not really worried about PlayStation 5 right now. But how I look at it is like, look, as long as PlayStation keeps putting out their games on PC, I'm cool. I'm still supporting PlayStation. They're making the money. Cool. I just want to play them on my PC instead of playing them on a console that is lesser. And so when people throw that back at me, it's like, well, why would you play on your Xbox if you got your games on PC? Well, there's two reasons for that, because there's Play Anywhere, and I have a huge library. I got a big library of PlayStation 4 games, but you know what PlayStation did to me that made me say, fuck it, I'm just gonna wait for the games? Is when I sit there and I showed them support, and I got over 160 games on my PlayStation 4. Those games ain't rolling over on the PlayStation 5. And then for some of them, I got to pay for. Not all those games are being rolled over to my PlayStation 5. And then for some of them, I got to pay for them. Nah, I'm good. I'll just wait for them on PC. Xbox is a different story on that issue with me. Because of course, there's Play Anywhere. And I have a bigger library on my Xbox than I do on my PlayStation or Nintendo. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, the days of double and triple dipping on games is over. Nah, Jack. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. I'll sit there as much money as I would spend. I would buy a PlayStation version, an Xbox version of this. As many fighters as I bought on PlayStation, and then to come and I'm trying to play people on PlayStation, and those games some of those fighters are dead. Dead as a doornail. Hell, I better wait to get them on PC and then just on sale, and then just try to talk Yobi and Sir X-Man and other people to, hey man, can you buy this? And so we can play, we can run, have some fight night. No. I'm just not doing that anymore. And listen, if there was a PlayStation person that comes to me and says vice versa, well, I can just play my Xbox games on PC, that is all good. I'm not tripping at you about it. Because, I mean, my thought, you know what I'm saying, because your library is bigger on your PlayStation than on your Xbox. Xbox knows this. Like they said, like Phil told us, they lost the digital era. It's over for them. They're cooked for that. And that's for that reason, they will not outsell PlayStation and console. Because once they got locked in on those digital games, because of Xbox mishandling of the Xbox One generation, it was over. It was over. Because regardless of what PlayStation told us about hard copy games were so much more important, the reality is more people bought digital content, and because of those digital sales and things like that. And so people are like, man, I'm just gonna stay here. If they bought a PlayStation 4 and there was an Xbox 360 guy, they're most likely staying there. Or they bought an Xbox for a secondary console, but they already have a library that they're comparable with on PlayStation. That's the problem. So it's a crazy catch-22, and I hate it, but it's just the reality of it. It's just the reality of it. I'm so tired of this thing doing this stupid thing. Whatever. That's why I gotta be. Anyway, one more time and then. All right. So again, let me talk about that. Let me talk about Starfield right fast. Um, Listen, I'm happy about people getting there, because options are good. I never will debate anybody of saying like, well, because when we have this argument about 30 frames per second versus 60 frames per second, or whatever, I'm always going to be on the side of just whatever the devs want to do, right? Like I'm cool with it. They have a vision of whatever, right? Um, Let me see. Let me write this out. Darth, what's happening, brother? See you Friday, man. Darth said Nintendo is about the only one not doing the digital verification, always online thing. But even then, the games load into the Switch memory. The cartridge is again verification. That's it. Listen, it is what it is. That's why I never tripped out about the digital age and where it was going. Listen, the market has told, especially in the US, the digital market has spoken. The gamers have spoken of what they care about. They'd rather get these games on sale. And listen, I do agree that games should not be getting higher, especially first entries. Now, if it's a sequel and they want to do $70, okay. If it's successful enough, okay, I got you. You're going to risk it all. But for first, and I know that the what they're putting into it and all this, but then we got these games that aren't complete, and we got to wait for patches and all this other stuff. No, that's why for me, I still don't buy games at $70. I wait, or I use my points. It's very seldom. If it's not, and then for the games that I have bought day one, like Tekken and Street Fighter and some other games, I buy the shut up edition, as I call it, the ultimate edition. It still ain't paying $70 for no standard game. I have not done it. I will not do it. It just won't happen. I'll wait, because I don't feel that a new IP should be getting $70 when I don't even know if I'm going to like this game enough to give them $70. That's still me. It makes me cringe just thinking, like, when they say, I'm like, what? Whatever. Like Banishers. I picked up Banishers, but I waited until it was 50. I'm not doing that. 60 to me is still the standard. And like I said, if it's a game that I know that I really like, or a game I know I really want, I'll find angles to make sure that I don't pay that $70. So it is what it is. I still pay for my games and stuff like that. I don't ever do no illegal shit, but I just am not paying $70 for new IPs. Now, like I said, if it's sequels, I can see that, because like, it's a sequel, but a new IP, it's crazy to me. But anyway, so with the whole 3060 thing, I'm like I said, I'm happy about the options for that. But I'm seeing people that's on the internet that's saying, well, they got hosed. This is the problem. They could have already put the game at, they could have put Starfield at 60 frames per second day one. You know what happened? And this is another thing too, ladies and gentlemen, that these people that are complaining ain't accounting to. This game, even if it's got a 60 frames per second mode, if you don't have the right TV, this game might not still be a 60 frame, a stable 60 frames per second. If you don't have the right TV or monitor. If you don't got I'm saying, like, listen, if the reality of it is, if you are a frame whore, then the best place for you to go game is PC. It's not even a question. It's not even a question. It's not even a question anymore. If you are a frame whore, then, you know what I'm saying, for you begging for major performance in frames per second on a $500 console. At one time, it was the console was $350 on a sale, on a promotional sale. You're kidding yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and then this is the crazy thing, because okay, let's say you get you a PC, you get you a PC for $600. Man, you might get those frames, but you damn sure ain't gonna get the rest of those bells and whistles. You might not. You might can play that bad puppy at 1080p, might, but you ain't getting nothing else. And you might get your 60 frames per second. You might get 120, but you ain't getting nothing else for a $600 PC. If anything, that you want to get something where you can get 1440p, or if you want to get 1080p and you want to get you know what I'm saying, high frames like in the hundreds, you're gonna be paying close to $1,000, if not 1,000 plus. That's what these people. And then you got to take listen. As a person who has a gaming PC, a high-end rig now, it is not all what it is. Sometimes that shit can get on your nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were certain games when I first got this Nvidia card, this 4080, that wouldn't work because Nvidia didn't have a patch for some of these games. Like, I'm like, whoa, what? I mean, y'all paid all this money for this card, and you telling me this game ain't gonna work? When on my 2070, and I'm saying on my 2070 it was working. What are you talking about? But then the patch, now they're working now. But yeah, there was games I was like, what the hell is going on? And then what's crazy, right? Okay, so like a game like Technomancer, right? I love playing Technomancer on the PC. I got it on consoles, but it just runs and plays better on the PC. That's a game that I kind of get I turn a frame whore for is Technomancer, right? That thing ain't working on don't buy that game on PC unless you got a older chipset. Technomancer will not work if you have a newer chipset. Like if you got a 3080, 39, if you got a 3090, I don't think it'll work on there. If you got, I'm not 39. I'm sorry. That's the CPU, the GPU, the CPU. It's according to what kind of CPU you have. If your CPU it's something about the cores. If it has multiple cores, the devs didn't make the game to work on multiple core CPUs. So for my Intel chip that I bought for when I rebuilt this rig, it's cooked. It'll never work unless I got to do some kind of workarounds. And I tried to do some of the workarounds, and I get scared when I try to do workarounds because I can't call out there at the Micro Center in Dallas and say, you know what, I tried to do this and it got cooked, and so I'm looking for a refund. They're gonna be like, shit, sorry for you, bruh. You shouldn't have did nothing, man. Just take your loss, take your L, or buy that game on console. So let's not get it all twisted. The PC, like when all these people, I'm running the PC, you go right ahead. Oh, let me sip on this coffee. You go right ahead. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. The same thing happens with all the other what is the Capcom games, the shooters. I can't. Hold on. You're gonna make me look. I'm gonna make me look. Hold on for a second. Where is it at? Damn it. Oh man, where is it at? Oh, Lost Planet. Lost Planet 2. Same problem. Lost Planet 2 will not work. Will not work unless you do some kind of weird, crazy workarounds and to try to figure. And listen. I tried to do it with Technomancer, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything. But now Lost Planet 3, all the other Lost Planets work, but Lost Planet 2 will not work. So it's nuts, man. It's nuts. It is nuts. It's nuts. You know what I'm saying? PC is great for what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're a frame whore, if you want the best of the best, yes, get it. I recommend it, but don't come in here thinking that you're gonna get that same type of simplicity like you do on a console. So console is a comfort zone. PC is the Wild West. You want to step into PC, man, go right ahead. It's great. I'm not going to tell you it's not. It's great. But then there's those times where it's the Wild West and shit go crazy and you're like, what happened? You might have been playing a game and you come back, may not play the game for about a month or two, and then you come back and you try to play that game, and that game is cooked, it might not work because of just whatever reason, some patch or something. I don't know. I need to go and check and see about Hogwarts Legacy. It's not working. It keeps cutting off on me, and it's got to do something with the NVIDIA cards, with the higher end NVIDIA cards. Like, I don't know. It keeps cutting off. I put in. I was playing the hell out of it. I would have already had that game beat 1,000,000 times over. I probably would have beat it twice because I liked it that much. I still haven't had a chance to beat it yet, and I refuse to buy it on consoles unless the price is right. It's just crazy, man. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It is nuts out here in these gaming streets. Let me go ahead and read this. Yeah, so George Gaming says, bad idea to buy new IPs for $60, $70. Right. And that's what goes into my point about with Starfield. The benefit of Starfield is that, look, it was 30 frames per second. And I played it both on PC and I played it on Xbox. The thing that I enjoyed about the PC version wasn't, it was good, it was solid, but I mean, again, if you got an NVIDIA card, then you know what I'm saying, you had to work off of AMD assets, and so it was, yeah, you got over 60 frames. But this shit was doing, you know what I'm saying, something that was talented, it was doing the hammer dance. You know what I'm saying? Your character was doing the hammer dance. It was just, so it was kind of crazy. So you had to lower it. So when you go and you play on the console version, it's smooth as butter. If nobody didn't tell you about that it was 30 frames, if you didn't sit there and got all absorbed off of looking some shit off of Digital Foundry, and you just put in the game and played it like we used to, and you would have said, oh man, this game plays smooth as hell, plays good, and you're having a good time. That's another big problem about this as well, is that people get so over analytical about these numbers and all these other things. Listen, console gamers, let's not kid ourselves. We're graphic whores. We want something that looks stupendous, and we want it to run right. But if it runs good, if it feels good to the touch, then it's cool. We get too many of these PC people getting in here and start finessing us console gamers. It's crazy to me. We had people that was telling us that we need to get. We had some of these PC people coming in here telling us, well, we need. You need high-end PCs. And hell, these content creators at the time didn't even have a high-end PC. They're over here lying, saying they got $4, $5, $6, $7, $10,000 PCs. And they over here don't even have one. Or, you know what I'm saying, they got a laptop. An old Dell laptop. Come on, man. Stop it. Then the excuse is, I don't like playing on PC. That's why. Man, you got a $10,000, you got an $8,000, you got a $4,000, $3,000, $2,000. Hell, if you got a $1,000 PC, your ass better be playing on it. If you buy gaming parts to play on a PC, then you need to be showing us some gameplay. I'm telling you, there was so many people that was over here. But no, the fact of it was is that most of these people, when the stats came out about these PC people, the majority, 95% was playing at 720 to 1080p. That came out what, in 2020? That information came out in 2020. 720p, 1080p. But then yet they're over here talking about 4K and Lord, stop it. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you already. So listen, I'm great for that, but let's get this out of context. I don't think that it'll be a stable 60 on consoles, and if it is, that's great. Shout out to Bethesda for getting it right. But frames per second on a console does not make or break a game. That's only PC talk. Stop trying to step into that realm. I understand that consoles are more like are getting more and more like PCs every iteration, right? And that's how these games are made, right? But the parts inside of those consoles, they are comparable to probably what you would buy on the sales rack of a PC today. So you can save money to play that. So let's not get out of context here, man. Listen, the consoles will never catch up to the PCs. That ship is sailed. The PC market has already let you know, like NVIDIA and AMD and all that. Nah, man, we ain't. Intel's they doing their thing. Let them do what they do. But if you're a console gamer, man, just you want the game to work. You don't want a game to come out to be broken and jacked up like Redfall, even though Redfall is playing great now. But that cooked it. See, that's the thing too, right there. My last point. Just put this in, and I said this back when there was all this controversy about when everybody was up in arms about Starfield being delayed. Like they were already on that doom and gloom bullshit, right? Just think if just again, sit down for a minute and pay attention to this. If you went and if Xbox went ahead and just did it, just sent the game out like people said, and they put that 60 frames per second on that game, and Digital Foundry got a hold of that, and these stands got a hold of it. Dude, what do you think that the reforged TVs and these PlayStation stands would say? Because that game would be broken as fuck. It would be broken if they released that game like people was over here 60 right now. And then what happens? Then you have another Redfall. Because if the game is not playable, if it was just locked at a 60 frames per second, and then let's just say that the game visually, because the game, when it first launched, there's things that it kind of reminds me of Elden Ring. There's sometimes the Elden Ring looks okay, and then there's sometimes the Elden Ring looks absolutely gorgeous. That's kind of how like I see Starfield sometimes, right? And then, Starfield be looking kind of average, and then Starfield looks absolutely like, whoa, wow, right? That's exactly what you know what I'm saying? But if you put a 60 frames per second mode, what would those devs had to take back in order to get that mode for it that you're demanding, and it's not even stable? You cook Starfield, and Starfield would not be one of the biggest games of 2023, and Starfield would not still be talked about the way that it does. There's more people talking about Starfield today, and that game came out last year, September of August for early adopters, and September of last year. And there's more people talking about Starfield today than they're talking about Spider-Man 2. Think about that. Think about that. And you know why they did that? You know why people are still talking about that game? Because there's a lot of jealous ass people that hate the fact that Xbox has an exclusive that was kicking ass like it did. And Bethesda made a blockbuster hit. Made a blockbuster hit. Think about that. But if they went ahead and just forced it out there, like with the 60 frames per second mode or whatever, and that shit, like I said, your guys over here, the man or woman character that you created is over here doing the goddamn hammer dance. You know what I'm saying? And over here jerking around like a come on, man, doing a funky chicken. You aren't gonna dig that game, and you're gonna be right there with everybody else cooking that game like Redfall did. And then what will happen then? What would have happened then? It's just like what I was trying to explain to people. If the game needed to be delayed, then it needs to be delayed. Let them do it. I want 4K and I want all the bells and whistles. Well, then get you a goddamn PC. High end. Not $1,000 PC. Not a $1,500 PC. High end, baby. You gotta pay. You gotta play to pay. You gotta pay to play. You gotta play. Man, you want the bells with, you gotta play 4+, baby. 4+. Are you willing to do that? Are you really willing to risk it all? I think I know the answer to that. And I think quite a few of you that's listening knows the answer to that too. So with that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna read this super chat here. George K Gaming, man, really do appreciate you stopping by, man. Shout out to the people in Greece. He says you get your frames, but it's risky. My PC, 1370, 480 Super, 32 gigabyte RAM. Most games are a hit or miss. Bad ports, bad optimization. Xbox is safer. Facts. You know what I'm saying? I got the 14 Intel chip. You know what I'm saying? I have a 480. I could overclock it. I don't even believe in doing that. I'm good with what I got. But if a bad port comes, it ain't gonna matter. If the optimization is bad, the optimization is bad, bro. It's just what it is. And that's the one thing about Starfield. It was not a bad optimized game. It ran great on console. It runs great on consoles. It's going to run good still. And so you can't come and say, "Oh, it's an incomplete game." No, it's a game. They're giving you what you asked for, and you're still bitching. How is this possible? As I'm toasting these cats, I'm cooking them as you see me playing. Shout out to Crossfire X. I hate that game went away. The game got really, 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 really good. Got really fun. Oh man, that breaks my heart. But yeah, no, that's just what's going on, man. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I have 32 gigs of RAM myself. I have the 14. I have the 14. I got the 1400 chipset. And like I just told you, I can't. Hogwarts Legacy, I can't play it because it got a patch and they never went back to patch it, to fix it. Now they might have here lately, but when the last time I was trying to play it, it kept cutting off on me. Lost Planet 2. Now I guarantee you I could have played it on my 2070 and with my AMD card, CPU that I had. I can't do it on the NVIDIA. I can't play my Technomancer because of the cores on my CPU. So again, it's a give and take anywhere you go. It is safer to be on the console. That's why I always will be I'm a console gamer. Like that's just what it is. I love to dabble on all different types of technology. I wish that I could be in the VR. I'm just not. I don't care. But I mean, I'm not going to ever hate on anybody because I love innovation. I love seeing this stuff out here, it fascinates me about the handheld stuff. It does, but when I play with the Switch, it's got to be docked. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I'm old school like that, but I'm all good about innovation, man. And I want it, but listen, we got to stop demanding all of this stuff. And look, the one thing we can all add to this is that it's not the console. The console is capable of doing what it can. It's the devs that decide to make that decision. So you can't be 1 minute saying, "Oh, let these guys have creative freedom," and then the next minute saying, "I want you to do this." Because when we have creative freedom, we got a game like this, Suicide Squad. I like the hell out of it because it's different. It's got a new take. I don't want the same shit. That's why PlayStation is so dull to me. It's not like they don't make good games, but it's all the same shit. Ugh. Give me something. So when they started to offer something, then they cancel it. Oh my God. Okay. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother discussion. Thank you guys for coming through. I really do appreciate it. The GRG podcast. You know what I'm saying? Emmanuel said, "What about the 40 frames per second mode?" Listen, that's a quality mode. That's for like raising it up from, I guess, if you want ultra graphical, settings. That's where I would play it on a console. It's a single player game. It's a single player game, and it's smooth at the 30 frames per second. If it's going to give me more polish, and you raise up the settings to 40. Cool. I don't know, man. Like I'm just different like that. Like when I go back and up these games, when I go back and I play some of these old games that I got, right? Like I'm trying to, I'll get my discs all over there, but okay. Like for instance, let me pull this out, right? Okay, I know this is backwards compat, and I don't know if you can see this, right? Like Fable 2, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm taking all my games out of all my discs and I'm loading them up in my Xbox and I'm putting my hard cases somewhere. But anyway, like this game right here, right? Now I know that this is back compat, so you can get like the ultra stuff, right? But when I'm playing it on the 360, okay, I picked up this X-Men game, X-Men Destiny. It's 30 frames. It doesn't bother me. I never cared about that resolution and all that other bullshit. All I know is every time that I bought a new entry console, and that's how most casuals think, and you can call me a casual if you want to, that's fine. But how casuals think is that when they buy a console, and they go ahead and and when they buy it and it looks better than the last, and the game looks better than the last one, and it feels better than the last game, then you're winning. I can go back and play old shit because I know how games used to feel back in the days on the Atari, going all the way up to now. And I can go in there, I can still find enjoyment in these games. There's people that try to get all Hasidity as though, you know, these consoles aren't producing good quality content, or they don't have, they're just not worthy. Bullshit, man. Stop it. It just makes me ill. It's like everybody's doing way more complaining than gaming. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's end this poll. Pause. And let's read this. It said, so here right now we got other votes. It says, can we trust insiders in the gaming media? Hell no is at 72%. For the most part, it's 23%, and we finally got some yes. We have 4% yes. So anyway, there we go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming and checking out my my thoughts video of in the last three months. We will be doing these, getting back to it, doing these two or three times. Well, not two or three, 1 or 2 times a week. We'll definitely come and check out the GRG podcast. Friday night we'll be back live. I will try to do some fight night. I was trying to do fight. I did do fight night, but you check me on my Twitch channel, because certain fighters I just can't play them on YouTube without getting flagged for some reason. So I usually go to Twitch and I do it. Sometimes I usually stream it on both. It's according to what the game, what the fighter is. So Sunday night I did do, so go to my Twitch channel. You can see me getting my ass beat in Naruto Connections. Because I bought it day one, but I didn't really get a chance to play it because of the circumstances that was going on. So I went and I was playing it. I did win a match. But man, there's so many people that's so far advanced, and they were only picking like the same type of character. So I kind of seen the angle of that, but really cool game though. I had a good time playing it. And then Tuesday was trying to do fight night, but we had all these storms and everything. We started having all these storms and tornadoes and stuff Saturday. And so me and Don, we was over there playing. Shout out to One Bad Mother coming and playing Halo with us. We was trying to do our Wildlands, walkthrough, but my internet just kept going in and out because of the storms. And so the same thing happened Tuesday, but I will be doing a fight night tonight. So we're hitting up Yobi, and we'll be playing, we'll catch up on the games that we said it was going to play. We're trying to play some Injustice 2, some Guilty Gear Strive. We was playing DNF Duel. Had a good time playing that too, and then the internet went out because of damn storms. It's been storming all week out here in Oklahoma. So, but you know, my heart goes out to the people out there in Sulphur. That whole town got wiped out. You know what I'm saying? It got wiped out. So I feel bad for those people out there. There was stories that there was people that were visiting, going through, or just passing through Sulphur, and they stay in the hotels, and they're stuck because their cars are gone. They don't even know where their cars are. The tornado just came through there and just took out everything damn near. So, but it was fortunate that there wasn't that much life loss, but you know, you hate that, but for people losing all their property and stuff like that is crazy. But yeah, my heart goes out to them. But yeah, no, we will be doing some fight night later on tonight. So thank you guys for coming and checking me out, man. It really is appreciated. And if you want to go and subscribe to the channel, it's free. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, do all that. And until next time, I'm out. Peace. Oh yeah, Yobi. It was DNF was going, we was having a great time. So we might can run some DNF tonight if you want to. So we'll try to let people see that, and so and then play maybe some Injustice and some Guilty Gear Strive. So go and check this out, man. All right, everybody have a good one. God bless. Peace.